Thank you, everyone, for joining us today's special study hall webinar. I'm Chris Whitaker with Teleris, the mobility wireless IoT guy, right? And I have to say, I was nothing short of just blown away when SpectrumVoip approached me and said, "Hey, we got to show you something." I'm on the advanced solutions team. There's 5 of us, UCaaS, CCaaS, cloud, cybersecurity, and of course, everything I oversee. And we're always looking for cool ways when these different swim lanes kind of cross over and merge and become one. So today you're going to see a demo and a demonstration of where mobility meets UCaaS and really becomes one solution. And I'm really excited to have Eric Sedgwick with us, as well as David Thomas, our channel manager, and Eric, CTO, the product dev, right?
Chief Product Officer. No CTO. Never want to be there.
CPO. I had the one letter
CPO.
off. CPO. All right. So we have the brains of the product, and of course the face of the product. You guys could pick on which one that would be, but I'm excited to have this this webinar. I really believe it's something our partners need to know about. So go ahead and guys, take it away.
Thank you, Chris. Appreciate it. I'm going to start here, do a little bit of an intro here, and then we're actually going to jump real quickly into a very short 2-minute video, which we produced. One of our trainers produced that kind of help explain what the product is. I will be frank in saying that in first hearing about this product, probably about 5 or so years ago, through a partnership we have with another company, I was a little confused as to because it doesn't make sense that the two services can merge so cohesively. So I'm going to play this this video, and then we'll get into a really short slide deck here, and we're not going to PowerPoint you to death, but I want to make sure you guys get time to ask questions as well. So let me play this, and hopefully you guys hear the audio.
SpectrumVoip's Stratus mobile solution can expand your SpectrumVoip unified communication system to a mobile device without relying on a non-native app. This cutting-edge solution offers native integration and mobility, allowing you to stay connected and productive while on the go. Let's explore a scenario where a user is initiating an outbound call to a business customer using the device's built-in phone application. As you can see, the call shows up in SpectrumVoip's Stratus portal because the call is actually being placed through SpectrumVoip services. This allows the user to access all feature functionalities such as hold, transfer, conference, and even built-in portal features like live listen and call recordings. The recipient of the call sees the user's business caller ID number, giving a professional touch to the interaction. Incoming calls ring simultaneously on all of the user's devices, including any soft phones, desk phones, and the Stratus mobile cell phone. Essentially, the cell phone in your pocket transforms into an extension of, or in some cases, a replacement of, your desk phone. This seamless integration ensures that the user has access to functions like CTI or CRM screen pops that enable quick access to contacts and leads within their CRM system. As a result, this integration leads to improved productivity. The unified experience for end users extends to messaging with the built-in messaging application on their cell phone, allowing them to send and receive text messages using their business number. This integration enables the company to capture message content for their compliance and quality assurance purposes. Moreover, it offers flexibility to business users, allowing them to communicate with their customers in the way they prefer. Ultimately, this integration results in an enhanced user experience that meets the needs of both the business and the end users. Stratus Mobile, in combination with SpectrumVoip's Stratus platform, provides true single number reach and unified communication, delivering user-friendly interfaces that the end user will want to use. If you have any questions or want more information, please feel free to contact a mobility specialist.
Okay, well, enough for show and tell there for the video. I want to kind of jump into explaining a little bit more about what it is. That was just kind of an introduction. Hopefully, it probably didn't make a lot of sense, but let me see if I can help with that. So we're gonna talk about the what Stratus Mobile is, and we're gonna go through pricing and then closing. So really short and simple here. So Stratus Mobile is the name of the product. Let me jump into the first slide here. So Stratus Mobile is the name of the product. Okay, you notice here that there is a native cellular call through the native dialer on the phone, dialing an extension number. And that's truly what it is. So we're not using an application or mobile app to make calls, so there's no app required. As a lot of you know, mobile apps in most cases will use cellular data, which cellular data is always going to be less reliable than the native cellular calling on the native dialer of the phone. So what we've done is we have Stratus Mobile, which is actually a network name. It's we're an MVNO, a mobile virtual network operator, much like Cricket or Boost Mobile, and we're using AT&T's towers. So it's an AT&T network, and so what we've done here is we're essentially putting all native cellular phone calls on that SIM through the UCaaS product, through our Stratus product, hence the name Stratus Mobile. So, you know, who would use this? Companies that use cell phones as their primary device. A lot of those are service companies. I have a list of those that we'll go through here in just a moment. But companies with cell phone service that they pay for, or reimbursement or stipends that they provide. Those are companies that are typically like drivers, technicians, installers, or lastly, those customers of yours that are frustrated with cellular data on the mobile device. Now, there's a couple of screenshots here that I want to kind of point out to you that are important. As you saw, there's a extension dialing through the native dialer of the phone, but it gives you the ability to toggle between two different SIMs on an iPhone, for example, which is a dual SIM. And as long as it's an iPhone X or newer, you could also have your personal line and your business line on the same phone and toggle between using your personal or your business. Same with texting, which is on the bottom right here. You can toggle between the two. And then it tells you, and this is really small writing here, but it tells you with a P or a B in your history, whether that was a personal or a business call. So a good fits, as we talked about, service industries. Those are usually a lot with technicians that are out in the field. Car dealerships are fantastic. Last time I bought a car, I texted with my salesperson back and forth pretty regularly. If she moves to a different dealership and I text her I want a new car, she's going to capture that business at the new dealership, and the dealership loses out on that second purchase. Home healthcare, you typically have a lot of nurses or care people that are walking around carrying cell phones, financial advisors, sales industries. Companies that are not a good fit, those that are real price sensitive. This is a fairly hard and fast pricing structure, which we're going to go through here in just a second to talk about pricing. And then if you have a small mom and pop shop that has a family business plan, they probably don't really have interest in running that through the platform.
Hey, Eric, just to clarify,
Yes.
if I could, that example you gave with the car dealership, I mean, the example you gave where if you texted the sales rep and to get a second car and she had moved on, that's an example what happens if they don't have Stratus Mobile, right? Because if they had Stratus Mobile and they were using and capturing, that number would be to the new salesperson at that organization, and that original organization would have won your sale, right?
Bingo. That's exactly the point. Thank you for clarifying that. And that's actually right here on the screen, superior texting. So all text messages are retained in our platform. So you have the ability to go into the portal and pull up a record of all text messages that were sent and received from all the employees through their cell phones. There is not another platform out there that offers this. You do have to have a federal subpoena in order to get access to text messages from AT&T, Verizon, T-Mobile, and so forth. So this is really a game changer. It's secure, compliant. Just all cellular phone calls are considered the same. It's archived and searchable. So you have no hopping down here to manageability. You don't have any apps to install. That eliminates the human error, right? If you tell the electrician tech that's out in the field to only use the mobile app on their personal phone, they're going to eventually start using just the native dialer of the cell phone because they're tired of going to the mobile app and they're tired of cellular data issues that they have. And of course, there's no training. Everybody already knows how to use their own cell phone or a cell phone, right? So covered a lot of the reliability stuff. You've got no app issues. The calls just go through because it's cellular. Okay. Pricing here, very simple. We do typically, most every customer does a 5-year contract. That is using the AT&T's network, unlimited calling to all of North America, US, Canada, and Mexico. We do offer data plans. If they're going to be doing a dual SIM scenario, they don't necessarily need that. If they're only planning on doing calling and texting, they don't need a data plan. Just to give you an idea, the 2 gig data plan is $11. So that would put this at about $40 with a data plan. And we do use the eSIM on cell phones, so there's no physical SIM, there's no on-site visit necessary. We can provision a device remotely. Okay, and then of course same options here, but if they go with no contract month to month, it's $36.95. Okay, so there's a lot of detail here. I'm going to send this out to you guys so you have it. But there's the SIM access and then the UCAS seat. So the UCAS seat is this portion here, the SIM portion, and that's the $29.95 that I showed you. And of course, the 2 gig data plan is $11. And of course, you've got a $48.36 and a month-to-month that we talked about. But most everybody is usually on a 60-month plan. If they want another option, that's available for you as well. I'm going to hand this slide over to David. David Thomas is your channel manager. And so I'll let him kind of cover the partner compensation and the your portion if you decide to sign up for this.
Thanks a lot, Eric. I appreciate it. And Chris, thank you again for this platform to to reach out and talk to people about Stratus Mobile. So it wouldn't be SpectrumVoip if we didn't pay up front. So put partner compensation right there at 15% on the UCAS seat, and for the total contract value, that is a very, very aggressive compensation for mobility. And we're proud to offer that. And again, it's not SpectrumVoip if it's not upfront. So here you have an opportunity to earn upfront cash on your mobility on a mobility cell. So we also have partners mobile and VoIP services available at $10. So we want your business. So if you have if you want to get on our service, you can have a $10 a seat for a buy or BYOD to be on our Stratus mobile platform. And you look, all customers are subject to we have a $20 hosted VoIP service that charge taxes and fees. So we do have to we do have to charge the additional $20 because Uncle Sam wants his portion, and we have to be considered a telecommunications company. So we will have to charge that. But other than that, you're going to see very aggressive pricing, very easy provisioning. And, Eric said we're not going to PowerPoint you to this, so I'll wrap this up in saying that it doesn't have to be a difficult or hard PowerPoint because it's simple. He said it already. You're already trained. You already know how to use, and your customers already know how to use their cell phone. So we really feel that this is going to, again, as Chris said at the beginning, bring UCAS and mobility together. that's probably where a lot of this is headed. I think you guys can agree to that. Chris knows how to reach out to me. I'll be happy to talk with anyone about any deals or any opportunities that you see that this would be a fit for. We're happy to do proof of concepts or whatever we would need to do to earn the business. So please reach out to me. And we are also going to be at the Telarus Partner Summit. So we will be there. So if you want to come and see this live, we're all going to have our phones there, so you can stop by and see what we have there as well. So again, Chris, thank you again for this platform, and we are looking forward to working with your mobility team. So I'll hand that back to you.
Yes. So a couple of questions. Again, just to clarify, right? So there's really kind of two models. If it's a customer and they have 10 technicians. Oh, by the way, minimums, is there a minimum?
So if it's going to be Stratus Mobile only, we have a minimum of $100 per month. So it'd be a 3-seat, which is pretty small for a business. It'd be a really small business. If it's coupled with just standard UCAS seats, then as long as the $100 minimum's met,
Okay.
we don't care how that gets sliced and diced.
Yeah, so basically $100 minimum. Yeah, to your point, I mean that's not a hard thing to fill. So you had mentioned the data plans are separate, right? If you're doing Stratus Mobile only and you just need it for the phone and the texting and the UCAS functionality, and it's just a work phone only, don't need the data plan necessarily. But if the workers need the ability to use maps or GPS or log into Salesforce or something, then they'll need that 2 gig or more data plan add-on, right?
Yes. Yeah, and the bulk plans are actually a really good deal as well. They're priced actually better than bulk plans that we have signed up that we get access to directly through AT&T and Verizon. So they're pretty aggressive. If it's a larger seat deal that you've got, say, 20 or so that they want to put a bulk plan together for the entire account.
Okay, and back to the two models. So either A, they could get a phone from you guys that's Stratus Mobile only, and it's basically locked down, and it's a company phone. All right. UCAS functionality, all text and phone calls are captured. Or if it's a BYOD, bring your own device, where the company says, hey, we're not going to give you a phone, but we are going to provide you this secondary SIM. Is that like a QR code they would scan or a link they would scan to activate it on their personal phones?
Yeah, we have both. We have a QR code. We can set it up remotely without it. Just depends on the scenario. There's obviously no two companies are the same, so no two phones are the same. So there's a million different models out there. But one way or the other, we typically like to light up that eSIM because there's no physical shipping and physical plugging in of a SIM. It's just the easiest way to do it.
Is there an over-the-air function to provision that with the IMEI number, or do they still need to scan or click on something?
Once they plug the SIM in, we've already gotten the IMEI number from them, and so that reaches out to our UCAS provisioning platform and automatically provisions that cell phone.
Fantastic. Any questions from our audience? I don't know if I hit them for you. WD or Tom, Stephen, anybody, Jamie, Vic, what do you guys think? Anybody want to be brave enough to come off mute and ask a question or share what they think? Has anybody seen anything like this? Quiet crowd. We wowed them.
Well, I was saying, Stephen. Yeah, I was just saying, I'm one of the implementation engineers here with here at SpectrumVoip. So
do you like it then?
I mean, I love it actually. It's actually a really great product. We've actually had a lot of success with it. We've actually been able to even turn customer experiences around with the use of the Stratus Mobile. So, I mean, it is a great product. Eric and David Thomas, being able to push this out is a great win. It's a great win for a lot of our customers, and utilizing it to this ability, it will be beneficial for those who can use it.
Yeah, and Stephen, thank you for bringing that up. We've had customers that have just had frustrations with the mobile app because of cellular data. and it's something you just can't get around. It's just part of life that we all deal with imperfection of wireless. We're able to go in and replace those and put in the Stratus mobile product, and they ended up being turned a grumpy bear into a happy bear. So it was a win for us utilizing this product. And I also want to point out, as far as not just the text capturing, but every feature our platform offers is included with this. So you get call recording, call live, monitor, coach, and join. So if you see the manager or owner sees a live call in place with one of the electricians, he or she can get on the computer, look at it, listen to the call live while they're talking on their native cellular dialer of their phone.
That's fantastic, and including hunt groups or
That's right.
yeah, I mean yeah, that's amazing. Like think about Salesforce or landscaping companies or even that car dealership. Everybody's out showing cars and to be able to do that. Tom, great question. He's asking about how in the medical healthcare realm, what can you speak to with HIPAA compliant and
yeah, so you're again no difference there on the connection side. So you're using your standard cellular connectivity. So there's no change there. It's a standard SIM. It's going to be no different than using AT&T or Verizon. As far as our platform is concerned, for HIPAA compliance, there are certain things that the customer needs to be careful of using or not using, especially when it comes to call recordings. And those are settings that we set up in the beginning for them to ensure that they are properly set up to be HIPAA compliant.
Excellent. Good stuff. Any other questions? And we can wrap this up and get back to the work I know you guys are doing and working with your deals. Anything else? You go ahead, Tom.
Yeah, I had another question. I thought it was interesting that you could identify the calls as personal or business. Mm-hmm. Does that work for outbound calls as well? One of the last places that I worked was the North Carolina Board of Nursing, and it was very important for our investigators not to contact people, but not to have their work number show up, first of all, and definitely not their personal number. Is there kind of a generic number that could be used for the organization as opposed to their personal cell?
Just like the UCAS seat, so in each user's profile settings, you can control the outbound caller ID. So if I want the outbound caller ID to be my DID, it can show that. If I want it to be the main number for the company, it can be that or some other number, as long as it's listed there as an available number on that business account. You can select that as an outbound caller ID for them. And so when you're making that phone call, you just start dialing the number on the keypad. And then once you've done that, you can go up to the top and select personal or business, and it'll make the call out through the designated SIM that you selected. Gotcha. And you can also set contacts. So if I've got Dave Thomas listed as a business contact, I can make, every time I make a phone call to him, it can automatically default to the business versus my personal, or vice versa. And you can also use, you can also set in the settings of the phone, you can set it to use either business or personal as the initial default dialer.
And the scenario where the customer would buy the phones from you guys, is there a part where that could be OpEx and purchase the phones are added to the monthly, or is that an upfront cost for the phones?
So as it stands today, because this is, we're re-rolling this out. After the 3G network got shut down, we had to, because the old product, the old Stratus mobile product was on 3G. When they shut down 3G, we had to, they had to renegotiate the agreements with AT&T, got that done, and this is the re-rollout. We're right now not wanting to put phones under contract. We are willing to look at it case by case. So if they want an OpEx for the phones, we'll take a look at it, and if it makes sense, it doesn't make sense to put a cell phone on an extended plan, like say 5 years. really 2 and 3 years is really where most companies are going to be comfortable. That's the main reason why. It's not that we can't do it. We do have a great source. We set up this relationship about a year ago for refurbished cell phones. We're leading right now with the iPhone 12 as the default iPhone, and the Galaxy S21 as the default Android device. And they come looking completely brand new in the box with
Right.
box and screen protector, everything.
Yeah, I've done a lot of research and looking into companies who do those refurbishments, and they sanitize it, they wipe it clean of all the data, maybe either polish the screen or put a new screen on. Apple approved or Samsung approved batteries replacement. Yeah, so yeah, they practically are brand new phones in so many ways, just refurbished, and it's pretty cool how they do that. So is there,
Tom, you got another one?
Oh yeah, go ahead, Tom.
Yeah, go ahead.
Probably better than
My
mine.
question was, I spend a lot of time helping coworkers resolve pretty basic mobile issues. I was wondering if your service also provides some kind of help desk support or basic user support.
We are fortunate enough to have one of those guys on the call. Stephen Fry is on that team. Yeah.
Hello. How you guys doing?
Yeah, Stephen's on the team. We call them implementation engineers because their primary purpose is to implement the more tech savvy products like the Stratus mobile product. Stephen leads that group. So fortunately, I don't know if there's anything you want to say about that, Stephen.
Oh, well, yeah. I mean, like Eric said, I do lead that group when it comes to the Stratus mobile. If you have questions around the setup, or if you experience any issues and things like that basically are your basic mobile issues, you can reach out to our team. They will probably get it to me, and we'll work through those issues to get a quick resolution. We've had much success with getting those things taken care of. We haven't had many customers say much about any mobile issues, but the ones that do come about, even internally, we've been able to get those quickly turned around and get a resolution and get the phones functioning properly, so without any issues. So if y'all have any questions with that, just feel free to reach out. I'm here for you guys.
I'll even add to that, Tom. Probably the best part of it is all they have to do is go to their cell phone and dial HELP on the keypad of the phone, which is 4357, and they call help to get help, and that calls to our Plano, Texas corporate office-based support center where Stephen and I are.
Absolutely.
Sounds good.
All right. It almost is too simple. That's like, what's the catch? Why are you not telling us?
We need your firstborn.
That's right. That's right. Yeah. Well, again, great presentation, real short and simple. I love that. I think we all love that. We can wrap this up if there are no other questions, kind of last call for questions. Obviously, go ahead, Tom. I love it, Tom. You're bringing the heat.
Statement. I'm answering one of your questions. No, I haven't seen this solution offered by other providers. So
awesome. Yeah.
Well, coming from you said medical background, right? Or having worked with some health, do you see like traveling nurses or are those visiting angels and those kind of organizations that they could really benefit from this?
Sure could.
Yeah, we have a few large groups. I think they're Texas-based, right in our backyard. That they do. They have like in-home care or in building care there, and they have like a lot of cordless phones that the nurses carry around, and this has gone to replace those. This service has, instead of using the cordless phones, and you probably know in a big building it's difficult to have 100% full coverage on a cordless decked phone. If you've got good cellular reception, this is a great solution for it.
One last question I hear a lot from partners. What's the sales process look like from getting a quote to getting a contract? Once it's signed, what's the typical deployment time frame look like? Is that a David question, or
Yeah.
you want to take it, Eric?
No, yeah, if you don't mind, Eric, I'll go ahead and take it. So, you know, the process of getting a quote starts here with me as a channel manager and our channel support team that we have that will be able to get a quote out to you for this product. And then from there, after the contracts are, you know, the quotes are signed and we have all the proper paperwork that we need, again, you said it's almost too simple, right? I mean, if you can send out a simple QR code to have a second SIM provision, we're looking at a very quick turnaround time. I think the majority of the time is going to be setting up, like you were saying, the hunt groups and maybe the CRMs that they want to do. That'll be done on the front end with our project management team. And then, you know, I think, again, getting the phones provision is going to be the easy part. So I would say probably within 30 days for an average size deal would be a good target for us to hit.
Which includes porting.
Which includes porting. That's correct. It was the next thing I was going to say. Right. So it includes porting. And again, the SpectrumVoip way is, you know, unless they want to pay for the phones, you know, for all the project management and for all of that work, we're not going to charge anything upfront for the customer, right? Unless they want to buy the phones, as you were saying, as a CapEx. But other than that, you know, they're not going to be out of pocket for anything to get that done. So they can literally move into this product within 30 days.
Interesting. I don't know if this is a fair question or not, but if you look at your last 100 deals, whatever, what percentage of them are bring your own devices versus we need a phone?
Most of them already, Stephen, I would say you probably know that best. Probably most of them already have them.
That is correct. You know, we're in a time now where mobile phones is life, right? Most people don't leave their home without a cell phone. And then when you're talking about technology, it's all about the latest and greatest when it comes to a mobile device. So most customers that we've dealt with already have an iPhone 12 or higher. I think their iPhone is on like 16 now or something like that. Right. So most people already have an iPhone 12 or higher. And then most of your customers also have if they're Samsung fans like myself, I'm an Android user. So I have an S21. So, you know, but most people already have those cell phones. And, you know, with being able to speak to that and say, hey, you already have your device, you can even save that extra $1, but now we offer you this service by going into bring your own device. We're just going to register the SIM cards and get it to you. But most customers do already have their own device.
Another thing I was thinking, I can only imagine. So envision, a field services, maybe a disaster recovery, like a Serve Pro or something, maybe, 50 people out in the field going all over Metro Atlanta or wherever. And they have their own personal phone. They maybe get a stipend. They're a customer. So obviously, the end user has a choice when they open up the native dialer on the drop down to either be personal or business, right? So, you can think, well, God, what's to stop them just to use their personal line to call out to their customers? I would think that's, do you guys provide some best practices or maybe some policy guidelines? I think if I'm a company owner, I'm like, I should be able to track and say, hey, John, you had 10, appointments yesterday, but you only had 2 phone calls out. I mean, are you not doing pre-calls? Are you not checking in? Or, I mean, there's probably some way to police that with policy and HR guidelines. Is that a fair statement?
Chris, I would think that's more, I think that more goes to the UCaaS product in and of itself, right? The user has that ability now. The business owner has that ability now to log in and check that activity from a cell phone where they may not have always had it, right? Because I'm in sales, we've all, hey, you only have 2 outbound calls. Well, I was using my personal cell phone because everybody has my personal cell phone. But now with a product like Stratus Mobile, they have that visibility into it. So as far as best practices, I think that will be an evolving target for a company, as to what they want to see from that. But I think that's now that owner has the visibility. We can't stress that enough. The visibility into the text messages, the visibility into the hunt groups and the different things, the different call metrics that they can view there. So I think that's probably where that's going. And the best practices I would leave to the company as far as the expectations for maybe like an outside sales group and outbound calls, that sort of thing.
Yeah, and Chris, really I was going to say the exact same thing that David did, but I want to add to it is that the majority of the customers that we have been putting on this product are dedicated devices. They're not dual SIM. So really the only dual SIM scenarios that you're going to see are like business owners, managers, those that don't mind having the business service on their personal device. You're not going to see that like an electrician or a plumber is going to want for the business to have an oversight on their personal device, even though it's a separate SIM, separate service. So you're typically going to have a dedicated, iPhone 12 or something like that that's going to have just the business SIM on that.
Okay, excellent.
Attorneys, we recently uncovered an opportunity for attorneys. I mean, that this would be a perfect fit for law practices, because you don't always have the Wi-Fi or the connectivity that you need inside a courthouse building or wherever you may be. Plus, you want that. I doubt any lawyer wants to give out their personal cell phone information at all. Right. So, but that would be a good fit.
Truck drivers, construction, any kind of large corporate farm. I mean, they got hundreds of employees. Yeah. Interesting. Yeah, we could think and brainstorm on this for a long time. But any last words, Tom, David, or Eric? And we can wrap up. And one more question from Tom. I love it.
Last question is, I imagine it gets a little bit trickier with this, or could get trickier with offboarding somebody, especially if it's their personal device. How do you kind of shut down just the business side as opposed to the business and the personal side of the phone?
Just take this little mouse and end service, right, Stephen?
That is correct. I mean, we since it is through a portal that we actually manage. If they say we have this user, just the other day, I'll use this example. Just the other day, we had a customer who had a turnaround of about 15 users, and within 3 minutes, I had already deleted the service for them. So once just a click of a button, right? So that's a great question, and it's a very simple process.
And even by disabling them in the service, you still maintain and keep all the archived text and phone and recordings.
That's right.
That's pretty important. That's pretty cool.
Yes, sir.
Excellent. All right. Anything else? Last words. One more time. Well, great, guys. I think it's awesome when a bunch of great minds all come together. We, with a similar goal, trying to make businesses more profitable, more efficient, more effective using technology. And I think that's what we've been talking about for the last 30 minutes or so. I encourage you guys to reach out to David and the team. I will also do a follow-up email, and we'll make sure you guys have enough material to position this and ask the questions to your prospects. How are you using mobility? Do you use BYOD? Would you like to be able to track calls and have all UCaaS functionality on your employees' cell phones to track the business and manage the business for Q&A? That's where it all begins, right?
Absolutely.
All right. Well, with that, have a great remainder of your day, and I hope everyone has some great plans for next week, even if it's just relaxing with your family and friends, kind of unplug and have a safe and joyful 4th of July next week. And we'll see you next time on the road. Take care, guys.
Thank you all. Bye-bye.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.